A good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. And so, hi guys. I hope all is well. I didn't record yesterday because no periodic table, no alien talk tonight. I did not record yesterday because it was Juneteenth, but I didn't even realize that until like after 1 a.m. At that point, I had already been on the phone for like 4 hours. And that's how I know God just be leading me, child, because I was literally not even realizing how late it was. And then I was like, oh shit, I forgot to record. So we don't really record on holidays like that. I would assume that people are congregating and they're having fun. And maybe the podcast is just not something that they're interested in listening to. And it is also a way for me to catch a break and get a little reset. All right. Now, oftentimes we have conversations about people who are coming to the earthly realm and they are battling spirits that are of this world, right? They are of this dimension, and they oftentimes have to repeat cycles, even sometimes in the same timeline, in order to not only break the connection to the entity or the spirit that may be attacking them or trying to attach itself to the soul. But there are tons of different things that are going on in this dimension that will cause us to be dismembered, for lack of better terms, in these situations. So I'll give you an example of what I just stated. Let's just say a person is born in whatever, I don't know, 1980, right? And then they die in 2020, but their soul comes back in 2024. And this needed to happen because they had a few things that they didn't complete. They didn't break the link or the connection between the entities that are attempting to consume them, or they just totally just missed the call altogether, right? And there are a few other scenarios, but I just want to focus on these things because these are the main things that will cause us to be haunted by entities, okay? And like I said, oftentimes when we have conversations, we mainly discuss entities that are related to bloodlines, and they're related to your purpose, and they're related to many different things that will eventually lead to you not being able to carry out what the Creator wants, like in full, right? No matter what it is, whether it's for money, whether it is because you have some special purpose, maybe you're the one that is chosen to break off the spirits off your bloodline. Maybe you're responsible for making sure certain people get connected, whatever it may be, right? Most of the time you get harassed by entities, but a lot of people are not really realizing and considering the energy that affects us from the beyond, right? And some of us are being stalked and harassed by entities from other dimensions, from other timelines. Well, obviously the other timelines are, those that are from different life cycles and things like that, which are like I said, mainly earthbound. But there are some entities that are not from this realm that are attacking you. Now, if you are being harassed by any entity then that would mean that your star, your consciousness, your energy, your frequency takes up a lot of weight in the ethers. And it is a very vibrant, bright, and vivacious frequency. So much so that it disturbs the flow of the darkness, okay? And when that happens, other entities can see you near and far, right? But the lower level spirits become attracted to you, and they start to become more of a higher vibration, especially if you are in close proximity, especially if you have different things in common with them, okay? Like certain environments, certain birth charts, etc., right? The same job, whatever. That would be the same environment, but you catch my drift, hopefully. These entities that are coming from other dimensions are only stopping people who are vibrating high enough to change the frequency of their immediate as well as their extended environments. So don't worry. If you haven't had a lot of cycles, meaning if you haven't lived a bunch of times, if you don't have an old soul, you probably haven't vibrated high enough to gain that much energy and traction. I mean, it's possible depending on the purpose, right? Like, I'm pretty sure baby Jesus in every life cycle was being like haunted, right? Because of his purpose. So the more people that are connected to you, the more likely you will be attacked by very, very strong entities and spirits and frequencies that you will most definitely need assistance with combating, okay? So if you, within the last few weeks, have been feeling like a lot of different things going on spiritually, it is because these entities are looking for vessels and channels and different ways to attack you. So you might notice like bugs, birds, people just popping up out of the blue, whether you know them or not, trying to get your attention. They may even like try to get you mad. They may try to do something that would more than likely get a reaction out of you of some sort. So it's up to you how you respond. Always ask the Creator to lead you in something like this. I mean, in everything, of course, but this is one of those things you really want to be careful with, because these entities, they are from other dimensions, okay? They have a little bit more insight than us. So they know, and because they've been watching us, they know like what can piss us off. They know what we like, what we don't like. Some of them have been operating in people that have been around us our whole lives, family members, friends, neighbors, schoolmates, teachers, bosses, you name it. All right, the crossing guard, I don't care. The clerk at the grocery store, all right, the person at the bodega that has watched you grow up from childhood into high school. They know the snacks you eat, and they may serve or work with these entities. I mean, it's just so many different avenues for you to be attacked, okay? So it's really gonna be important to stand your ground, okay? Of course, prayer and fasting is always the number one combination to combat all things spiritual, right? Anything that would be coming to disrupt your peace, to disrupt your connection with the Creator, to manipulate your energy, your frequency in any kind of way. Something that is a threat to your gifts, your purpose, your calling, anything that will cause disruption in your day to day. Okay? It's likely that these entities that are coming from different dimensions are definitely coming from planets that are placed in your birth chart. Okay, so if you go over to any of the houses that deal with family, love, finances, and health, those are all the situations or placements that will give you an idea of what planet these entities may be coming from. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's just say, okay, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the wheel, but the zodiac starts out with Aries. Okay, Aries would be house number 1, and then you would count until you get all the way up until Pisces, with Pisces being the 12th house. Okay, so let's just say your first house is whatever planet that deals with Aries, right? Which is Mars. Okay, Mars is the planet of war, death, all of that jazz, basically, right? Very low vibrational stuff. That is kind of like also inevitable, right? Like, it's low vibrational, but it's also still a part of life, right? And I'm just trying to make this short and concise. Let's just say you have a person who is connected to you, and they have certain placements that are enemy signs of your Aries. So all of the things that are dealing with first house will be more than likely at odds with any zodiac sign that is an enemy sign of the Aries. And I'm just, whatever planet would be in that house, right? It's like that, okay? And it seems complicated, but it's really not. That's why, we've been going over our birth charts, and it's going to really be important to master your chart, okay? These last few days have been very daunting. The spiritual attacks and energy have been out of this world, okay? If you know, you know. And it's like, because the spiritual immunity is just there, it's like not even a problem anymore. I think anyone who has been getting attacked within these past 6 years, or at least from 2007 up until now, that's like the real range, like when a whole bunch of this crazy warfare started. But yeah, like I hope you guys are paying attention to what's going on in the ethers and doing some research of your own on spirituality, the history of, and paying attention to astronomy and just science overall, because there's some really interesting things coming. All right, but I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all are getting ready for y'all weekend. I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. Love y'all. Peace.